Greetings. Today I'm going to be smoking some Sunbear from Cornell and Deal. This is an older one from. This is not the Black Locust. This is the original. I think it's from the second run. There we are. Let's see if we can get that a little better than that. That's the flake there you're looking at, and it's an interesting flake. It's a Virginia with some Orientals, and it's got some silver tequila, some honey from Jeremy Reeves, the blender's own apiary, and it has some elderflower on there, some elderflower essence. It's a very nice, smooth, sort of an unusual flavor to it. It's different from any of the Virginias I've ever had. I'm smoking it today in my Nearip apple. So let's get her going here and see if I can tell you about it. So yeah, it's well, I think it's more of a Oriental forward. Yeah, definitely. The Virginia's definitely there, but the Oriental carries it, and kind of rounded out by this Virginia. Of course, that elderflower essence is there, and that really brings out that the Oriental, that and the silver tequila. So, my goodness, I have a bunch of tar or something in my hands here from trying to process this thing. But in any case, New Year's already. We're at the end of another year of trying to keep our heads above water. Keep our heads, period. Yeah. You know, reality is a funny thing. Take, for example, this situation that's going around. People get infections in their lungs, or they get nasal infections, or what with all. That produces, you've probably heard about people not being able to taste or not being able to smell because of whatever's going around or going on. Well, I looked that condition up. It's called Parasomia, or Somia, I think it is. Parasomia. Parosomia. And what it is it affects the neurons that are near the olfactory nerve, and it changes the how we interpret smells. And for example, if you've got it usually happens in older populations, older people, older adults. So if you, for example, like the smell of a certain soap, or like the flavor of a certain thing, it might have been a nice floral scent, and it might have been something you really liked. And then once this parasomia, as a result of the infection in your body, happens, then for a while, you may smell something very foul instead of something that was floral before. So that will impact, of course, your reality, won't it? I mean, I imagine drastically. I mean, we're looking at something that we loved and enjoyed before, something that was floral and something that maybe was very attractive to us, and now it's not anymore. So how is that going to impact not just that particular moment in time, but then going away from that, how does that impact other ways you make judgments about other things? So reality, even limited to our olfactory nerve, can be different. It can change. So, and also the same thing with our just our general consciousness. We all experience things differently and have a different backstory to our lives that impacts how we look at our life and how we see people around us. We also are influenced by other people around us. Other pipe smokers, for example. Oh, yeah, I like that guy. He said that was a good product. I'll try that. Influenced by our heroes. I read a book one time called Pulling Your Own Strings by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he said, he says, it's probably best you don't have heroes per se, because heroes can, number one, they can be used against you in a number of ways to manipulate you. Number two, they can break your heart. Just saying what I read. Something called an influencer. We know that from this, on YouTube. Everybody's an influencer. You got some people that are highly influential and they influence people's thinking. So, yeah, sometimes those influencers can definitely make a difference in how you perceive reality. Also, a situation on the internet is, we present ourselves as avatars, and sometimes we present ourselves. We have a character we play when we're on the internet, whether it's in a video like this or whether it's something we're doing on Facebook. So we have this image we want to project. Also, there's always a group of people we want to be like and appear to be a part of that group, because we're naturally a gregarious culture. So we start to wear those masks. So a kind of a wandering video here, but it all comes together. I was studying a guy by the name of Edward Bernays, and it's amazing how this guy impacted our consciousness and still does to this day. He was like this advertising genius. I have to talk about him sometime to a greater degree, but you talk about influencing people. Like for one example, Ivory Soap said, people aren't bathing. The adults aren't bathing because this is a long time ago, because they associated soap with tears in their eyes from the stinging of the soap. So Edward Bernays decided he would have make this contest for kids to whittle soap into different shapes, and then they'd win a prize. And that way, when the kids grew up and became adults, they would associate soap with fun instead of soap with pain and suffering by getting soap in your eyes. Now, that's pretty deep. That's not just appealing to somebody's, their prestige or their whatever, their sexual magnetism, whatever. It's you know, getting deep into their psyche. And he did that again with another when Lucky Strikes came to him and said, hey, you know, women aren't buying our cigarettes because, you know, the green in the package clashes with their fashion sense. He had a charity ball where they actually literally had as its centerpiece a green ball in the center of this room or wherever it was, and all the fashionable women showed up and dressed in green so they would look good with the, you know, they would pair with the ball in the room. So that changed fashion going out from there. They were what they call third-person influencers. So he influenced them to influence everybody else to start wearing more green in their fashion simply by having a charity ball with this thing in the center of it. Now that's marketing. That's powerful. And it makes you wonder how much of that's still going on. How about me? Sitting there smoking this stuff. Smoking a near-up pipe. Big influencer I am. But who knows? The old YTPC itself, maybe. Who knows? But I'll be honest. I come to it honorably here. I smoked pipe for a long time. Yes, I did. I come from Tolkien. You know, everybody loves Tolkien. I did too. I absolutely love Tolkien. And I tell you, anything that guy scrawls on a napkin, everybody scrambles to get. That's why they sell all this stuff, because, you know, he just was so good. And he wrote so very little, you know, people just can't get enough of him. And being as I'm a big fan of Tolkien, you know, I took the pipe up rather early in my life. I wasn't even of legal age to smoke when I took the pipe up. And I didn't care. I loved smoking the pipe and, you know, being like my hero. So, you know, and I did enjoy the tobacco. I smoked a lot of aromatics and stuff. Like I said, I didn't know anything about this other stuff. But, yeah, I'm really happy, though, that I did take up the pipe. It's been an enjoyable hobby ever since I took it up. I mean, look at this thing. Isn't this beautiful? You know, I mean, it's a nice little thing you can have, and you can put some tobacco in. I mean, you know, this tobacco is different, you know, and every tobacco is different. Every pipe's different, and it's just an adventure. It's fun to do. So I don't disagree with that. So I do enjoy the hobby. But I guess today's talk was basically on your consciousness and how to be very careful and to always ask the question, you know, where does this come from, this notion of this or that thing that I'm supposed to agree with or believe in? Because someone like Edward Bernays, what's really fascinating about him is that, you know, someone like that, or that whole way of influencing people's buying habits, I mean, that goes to, you know, the clothes you wear, the words you speak, the music you listen to, the movies you watch. It all comes down to someone somewhere engineering it and making, you know, forging pretty much a reality for you to exist in. And I guess the real power that you have is to know thyself. Because if you know thyself, then you can kind of navigate that situation. And that's a difficult task, knowing thyself. It really is. And the ability to say no, that's another thing. And the ability to be cognizant of your thoughts and what's influencing your behaviors. And that takes, of course, an awareness that goes beyond your everyday life, because you're probably spending your time working and you don't have a lot of time to think about those things. But just about everything, you know, that's why you see YouTube videos that come out, and You know, that's why you